From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
This day reminds us of our obligation to pay tribute to these patriots and gives us opportunity to educate future generations of the sacrifices made so that they may live free.
Good evening and welcome to this special Memorial Day edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. Memorial Day originally was called Decoration Day to recognize soldiers from the Civil War, and it was changed in May of 1966 to Memorial Day. Today, the holiday was observed in the Fairbanks area at numerous locations. Now, one of those was Veteran Park downtown. Mike Schultz was there and has this report.
Everywhere you looked, there were signs of historic sacrifice, whether it was the Korean War, the Vietnam War, or current active military. The mayors were there, along with representatives of senators and congressmen, people of all ages, paying tribute to those that enable us to enjoy our freedoms. But what does this day mean to them?
You know, our country is a unique country. It's a mixing pot. We share all our cultures individually, and we share them with each other, and it's because of the brave souls that went off and sacrificed and gave their lives. So it's our duty to remember their sacrifice and come out and pay our respects to them today.
Oh, you know, I think this is one of the most important holidays the nation has. A day that we can take to remember the soldiers fallen in the battles that have made this country possible, made our way of life possible. And if you think about that while you're having your beautiful picnic today, then may God bless you, because this is the day we honor our fallen.
The ceremony was topped off with a 21-gun salute. And of course, taps. This day is being celebrated with barbecues and other festive events. But all of us should take a minute to thank those that sacrificed so much so that we could enjoy our freedoms today. Mike Schultz reporting.
Now, we mentioned that there were many ceremonies going on around town. One was up at Birch Hill Cemetery. The grounds were adorned with American flags and other patriotic materials as families paid their respects to loved ones. A military unit marched in the colors, and the ceremony continued with a live singing of the national anthem, followed by other military musical numbers. Guest speakers include Fairbanks Police Chief Randall Aragon and the commander of the 354th from Eielson Air Force Base, Colonel Mike Winkler.
So today is a day of honoring and remembrance. We owe it to the heroes that died and to the loved ones they left behind to make sure that their sacrifices are remembered and that their service to this nation will always be honored. Real people with real stories. May God bless them all. Thank you.
All right, when we come back, there was a good ending to a story that might have been tragic when a couple got lost over the weekend at Harding Lake.
Also, even though the threat for wildfires is still affecting the interior, this weekend was very quiet as far as any new fires developing. Those stories are next. Stay with us. Welcome back. Over 100 volunteers conducted a search for a couple that went missing near Harding Lake on Saturday. 23-year-old Joseph Begain of Fairbanks and 24-year-old Emily Evanoff of North Dakota were found safe yesterday afternoon by rescuers near the Salcha River. Now, the couple went for what was supposed to be a short ATV ride, and when they didn't return, family and friends started a search. Just before 3 yesterday afternoon, the couple was spotted and safely returned to their family. However, officials urged the public to remember to be cautious when going into the wilderness.
Simple thing, you know, in this case here, the folks didn't take a cell phone with them. You know, had they had a cell phone, you know, this may have been easier resolved and stuff. So the simple thing of having a plan, letting people know what you're going to do, where you're going to go, be prepared in case you break down, having some kind of communications, a cell phone, family portable radios, something like that. You know, even carrying a simple thing as mosquito repellent, having a few snacks and whatnot.
Aggressive response and the public's adherence to good fire practices are keeping forest fires down in Alaska despite tinderbox conditions in much of the state. As of yesterday, the Alaska Interagency Coordination Center reported 159 fires this year, but fewer than 7 square miles burned. Unseasonably warm and dry temperatures coupled with grasses that remain brown from lack of moisture are making spring fire danger high. The Yukon Flats and surrounding uplands, 40-mile river country, the Deltana-Tanana Flats, and the eastern Alaska Range remain under a red flag warning. Fire agency spokesman Tim Mowry says 2 air tankers, a water scooping aircraft, and 16 smoke jumpers from Boise, Idaho were moved to Alaska last week because of the continued danger. He says the public deserves credit for following the burn laws.
The State Division of Forestry has issued a burn suspension and discourages outdoor burning for the duration of the suspension. A fuels and fire behavior advisory has been issued for the Tanana Valley. Early unseasonably warm and very dry weather along with critically dry fuels will support rapid fire spread. The smallest ember is capable of starting a fire with a burn suspension. Now, there means there must not be any open burning of yard debris or lawns regardless of whether or not a burn permit has been acquired.
Alaska transportation officials say floodwaters have receded enough for repairs to begin on the Dalton Highway. The Alaska Department of Transportation said yesterday the repairs will re-establish a lifeline to Prudhoe Bay in the North Slope. Flooding a little more than a month ago prompted Governor Bill Walker to issue a disaster declaration. Culverts are being installed on the north end of the highway to allow floodwaters to flow back into the main channel of the Sag River. On the south end, crews will continue to excavate, haul, and stockpile materials necessary for rebuilding miles of washed-out highway. The highway remains closed from mile 335.5 to mile 413. Now, so far, there is no estimate on when it will reopen.
A 59-year-old man has been jailed accused of firing a handgun into a sporting goods store in Tok. State troopers say the man was intoxicated and arguing with his wife, and when he tried to go into the Three Bears outpost to contact her, the owner locked him out. The man is then said to have fired 3 shots into the building. The unnamed suspect was reportedly charged with assault, misconduct involving weapons, and driving while intoxicated.
All right, Joe Cook is up next with sports, and he has the weekend recap with high school sports after the break.
Welcome back and happy Memorial Day, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook back in the sports seat for you this Monday evening with the weekend recap. The track and field season finished over the weekend as the Region 6 championships were decided. In 1 through 3A, the Allison boys, they came away with the title. Tonio Griffith and Cornelius Mingo Jr. won multiple events to lead the Ravens. The Delta Junction girls, they repeated as region champions. Victoria Jocelyn, she won the 800, 1600, and 3200 meter races for the Huskies. In 4A, the West Valley girls, they won this year's title as Iana Cassiano won shot put and discus for West Valley, and Caitlin Chris Carboy won the girls long jump. The Lathrop boys, they won their second title in as many years by 2.5 points, led by Jarrett Welch, who swept the jumping events. Jaslyn Davis, she won the girls 100 meters for the 3rd straight year for Lathrop. Charles Sudduth, he repeats as 100 and 200 meters champion for the pack. And here's a look at qualifiers for the state track and field meet this Friday and Saturday at Diamond High School. West Valley leads the interior with 27 state qualifiers. Lathrop, they will send 23. Both teams had 6 relay teams qualified. North Pole had 4 state qualifiers. Allison Monroe, they have 10 qualifiers and 5 relay teams going. Hutchinson will send 6 to state plus 5 relay teams. Delta has 5 state qualifiers and 3 relay teams. For all of the Region 6 results and state qualifiers, visit the sports page on Webster11.com. In the high school baseball regular season finale, the West Valley Wolfpack and Lathrop Malamutes had a rematch. Lathrop won the first matchup 10-0, but the Wolfpack, they set the tone on Saturday. Trent Shue's RBI single brings in Caleb Moritz, and the Wolfpack, they led 1-0 at the top of the first to get things going, but Lathrop, they answered with a key 5-run outburst in the bottom of the inning, highlighted by Mike Fitzpatrick stealing home to give Lathrop a 3-1 lead. Lathrop, they led 5-1 at the end of the first inning. The Wolfpack chipped away at the deficit. Tyler Chrisman, he tossed 12 Ks for the pack, and Taylor Guile hit an RBI to make it a 2-run game. But Lathrop, they prevail in this one 7-5 and earned the top seed in this week's MAC tournament.
They came back, they had some big innings, they had some huge energy, and you know, and we kind of lacked energy, and that was an issue for us, but we got to pick that up in the conference tournament.
It's a small success. We have a bigger picture that we want to fill, but for all the hard work that we put in as a team, it's really nice to kind of just settle on this and know that we've had some success this season.
And it's not every year that a team completes an undefeated season, but this year, not one but two teams did just that. In soccer, on Saturday, the West Valley boys and girls swept rival Lathrop. The West Valley boys, they rocked the 1990s throwbacks in this one. It was chippy and physical, as most rivalry games are, until Shane Gillette, he got the Wolfpack on the board with a goal late in the first half. The Malamutes had a few good looks, but they would just miss wide as Brandon Hoppo tried to put one on net. West Valley would find the back of the net again as Zach Woods. He gets a rebound goal, cleaning up there off the Andrew Bray pass. The Wolfpack win their season finale 2-0 over Lathrop. And there's deja vu in the girls' game. Wolfpack freshman Kiara Simpson provided the scoring with 2 goals, one the first half and one the second. As a girls' team, they win 2-0. Both West Valley teams finished 9-0 in the MAC and will represent the interior in this week's state tournament. Also in soccer on Saturday, it's better late than never for the Hutchinson Hawks girls team. In the season finale against the North Pole Patriots, Hutch scored a season high in goals. Ashley Stark scored the go-ahead goal in the second half to give Hutch a 3-2 lead. And then Katie Pearson, she provided 2 insurance goals in the last 10 minutes. Hutchinson, they won their first game of the year 5-2 over North Pole. 5 of their 6 goals on the year were in Saturday's finale. And now we wrap up things with the I-5 interior top 5 plays. Which one will be the play of the week? At number 5, Steve Hunter wins the first Bandos class races of the season at the North Pole Speedway on Thursday night, using a screwdriver to start his car, but he's able to get the wins. At number 4, North Pole's Taylor DeAngelis makes 2 saves back-to-back in the first half against the Wolfpack. West Valley, they would win this one 5-0 on Friday night. At number 3, Katie Peterson's 2 goals against North Pole is enough as the Hawks win 5-2 over the Patriots on Saturday for their first win of the year. Better late than never. At number 2, Lathrop sweeps the 3,200-meter races as Autumn Fournier and Logan Maury both had big kicks on the home stretch to win the region titles on Friday. And at number 1, Lathrop's Mike Fitzpatrick steals home for Lathrop during a 5-run first inning for the Malamutes. Lathrop wins 7-5 over West Valley to earn the regular season MAC baseball title on Saturday. To vote for the play of the week, click on your favorite play on the I-5 poll on webcenter11.com. You can also comment on the KTVF Facebook and YouTube post and at KTVF11 Sports on Twitter for your vote. The play of the week will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that's it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into a Monday night, Memorial Day, Fairbanks Evening News edition of the weather. Mike Schultz with you once again. I hope you're having a great holiday and enjoying some nice weather. We had hot days Saturday, 85 degrees, record high, and then a little cool off yesterday, and then of course a little rain last night, which helped things quite a bit. We're looking at a slow warm up again as the rest of the week progresses. On our map today, or actually our photograph today, I should say, Dina Cannon was in a beautiful early summer sunset. Look at the picture there, gorgeous. Once again, as you can see, lots of sunshine there and the beautiful colors. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, we'll be sure and send it to photos at ktvf11.com. Your numbers look like this right now, 70 degrees. That's our high for the day. The low last night, 47. The record high was 87 in 1960, 29 for the record low in 1905. Sunrise and sunset, 19 hours and 49 minutes of daylight. That's a gain of 6 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite and radar, once again, you can see we're having a little bit of shower activity moving across the Anchorage Bowl. The showers that were over us are moving out of the picture. That looks pretty good. Elsewhere across the state, as you can see here, we're looking at, for the most part, clouds just basically over the eastern side of the state, and that's about it. And then we're looking at a little bit of shower activity over the southwest. Now, as far as we're concerned on the overall picture, the map is showing again 66 degrees at Ketchikan, 67 at Juneau, and over the south central sections, Anchorage, lots of sunshine, 61 degrees. Cooler down around Kodiak, 46, and Colby warming up pretty nice. Around the Nome area, 46 degrees also, a little chilly in Barrow, 34, and Fort Yukon at 66. Lower 48 weather, boy, a lot of weather to talk about too. First of all, we'll start in the western half of the country. As you can see here, things are looking pretty good. Seattle, 60 degrees, 86 in Vegas, 92 at Phoenix. And then as you move back into the central portion of the country, that's where all the bad weather is happening. I mean, really bad. Flooding like you would not believe in parts of Texas and right up into parts of Kansas also. Showers around Minneapolis. Thunderstorms over the deep south, right around the New Orleans area. And on our satellite and radar, there's all the activity moving across parts of Texas, just bringing them unbelievable amounts of rainfall. You'll see that on the NBC Nightly News tonight. More showers and thunderstorms scattered across the western half of the country. The overall outlook, once again, is calling for a severe storm threat tonight for the central portions of Texas, stretching into Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And the overall outlook is calling for, later on this week, more storms to continue across much of the country with the nicest weather up and down the west coast. 90-degree temperatures possible around the Bay Area by later on this week. How about that? Back to Alaska for tomorrow. Here's what it looks like in the northern sections. We're calling for rain and snow showers at Barrow, sunny skies in Nome, and isolated showers or thunderstorms in the Fort Yukon area. Over the interior, nice weather. Isolated thunderstorms for Delta, rain showers at Healy, but cloudy skies in Fairbanks, and temperatures a little bit cooler, 73 degrees than they have been. And over southeast Alaska, just mainly partly cloudy skies for Juneau and also Ketchikan with a low to mid-60s. Over the southwest part of the state, we're looking at rain likely at Cold Bay, cloudy skies at Kodiak, and partly cloudy for Bethel. And if you're heading on down to around the Anchorage area, well, it looks like pretty good weather there. Isolated showers at Homer, but partly cloudy skies for Valdez and Anchorage. Okay, your forecast for the remainder of the night for the Fairbanks area, calling for mostly cloudy, a little bit cooler than last night, 47 degrees for the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast, warming back up a little bit with isolated afternoon showers possible, mainly to the eastern side of the Fairbanks area. And as far as the 5-day outlook, gotta like that. Temperatures are warming back up again by Thursday and Friday. Low 70s through the rest of the weekend. And we're also looking at temperatures to continue to be a little bit above normal for this time of year. Overnight lows will also cool down and then kind of work back out to an average of 50 degrees all the way across the board, and no more precipitation expected. But man, it was hot Saturday.
Ooh, it was.
Mackerel.
A little warm.
Friday, Saturday, yeah.
Really hot.
Even
right.
Sunday was kind of
Yesterday
toasty.
wasn't too bad. Today was very nice after the rain fell.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
And of course, you know, today's Memorial Day, so it was great to see all the celebrations.
Yeah,
and
sunshine came out. It was perfect. Yeah, it was really good.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Mike. That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the FBI is investigating chemical weapons threats against airplanes. That's up next with Lester Holt.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
All right, tonight we're going to leave you with a special Memorial Day presentation from all of us here at the News Center. Have a good night.
Good night.